So you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, you can be doing things or stretching if that's what you're doing. Hopefully wherever you're at, when you listen to this, it will still be beneficial to you in some way. So you can take your time arriving. If you'd like to listen to this in a still position, you can allow yourself to fidget and move and get any kinks or creaks out of the body for as long as you need to, maybe with some neck rolls, maybe some side body bends or torso twists or cat-cows with the spine, bringing the heart forward and then curling the heart back. And if you're ready to be still at any point, you can always let yourself come to that still position whenever you're ready. But just taking your time and no rush whatsoever. But when you are ready, just letting yourself come to a still position with the spine nice and straight, if that's how you'd like to listen to this today. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow your eyes to gently close. And just mark your arrival into your body today with this full and deep cleansing breath. So you take a long, slow, and intentional inhale in through the nose. Just let yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you. And as you're ready, just slowly letting that breath go. Slowly exhaling, bit by bit. And just pushing that final bit of air out of you to truly empty yourself. And let yourself pause for just a moment to feel what that emptiness feels like. Letting your next breath come as it's needed. You can let yourself breathe just like that for a few more rounds, or as long as that feels good. Just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. Exaggerating, lengthening the inhale. Exaggerating that pause at the top of the inhale. So just feel that fullness. And letting yourself exhale deeply. And then that pause at the bottom of the exhale to feel that emptiness. You can even just imagine things coming into you, maybe a sense of peace or calm or acceptance. Imagine breathing in those sensations when you inhale. And when you pause, letting those sink into you. And then as you exhale, seeing if you can just let go of one thing that doesn't serve you right now. And pausing to feel maybe a little bit lighter without that thing. And whenever you're ready, if you haven't already, you can release this guidance over your breath altogether. And let yourself step into the role of the witness, into the role of the observer. Letting yourself just observe the natural rhythm of your breath today. The pace of your inhales and exhales, the depth of your inhales and exhales, without controlling it. Just remembering that your body does breathe on its own. And know that sometimes this feels difficult to do. It feels difficult to watch your breath without having any control over it or guidance. So that is okay if that's where you're at right now. And just becoming curious about your body, about yourself, and how you're doing right now. Approaching this practice from that point of curiosity. Noticing if there have been expectations. Maybe if you expect yourself to feel or sense whatever you felt yesterday, or the day before, or weeks before. Noticing if there's any expectations or desires for how you want to feel. Just any expectations you're holding yourself to in your practice. And as you notice that those are there, that is automatically what separates you from those thoughts, and you come back into your point of observation, observing that expectations are there. Not trying to erase them right away or disown them, just making note. Again, being curious. Curious of where you are at right now, in your life, in your mind, in your heart. And just starting to listen closely to just the sounds of your own body. Just remembering all the sounds that your body is making. Even if you're in a loud environment or if there are noises outside of you. Just remembering that there's also a lot of noises happening inside of you. This could be the sound of your breath, the sound of your heartbeat, maybe the sound of your pulse, maybe the ears pulsing, maybe your stomach gurgling, even just the sound of your thoughts and that inner narrator maybe. And just treating each sound as a part of your own internal soundscape. Maybe sitting and listening to one sound in particular for a little bit, but not getting too attached to each sound. Practicing stepping back and hearing it as a sort of symphony, and how all the sounds work together to create your own personal soundscape. Remembering how you are the only one who is hearing exactly what it is you are hearing right now. It's resting in that uniqueness. Remembering the uniqueness of your own perspective, the uniqueness of your whole self. And noticing any physical responses you have to what you hear. What you're hearing from me, what you're hearing from yourself, from your environment. Noticing any expression that might be resting on your face. Maybe the brow is tense, maybe the eyelids, the jaw, the nose, maybe the chin or the ears. And the same thing as noticing maybe judgments or expectations you have. The same thing happens with when you notice tension within your body. And just by noticing that it's there, it automatically brings you into that observer state. When you notice there is tension, you have the ability to then release that. And you might have to continually do it. You might notice the brows tense, soften it, and then it slowly starts to tense up again. You notice it again and soften it. And this goes for your whole body. It can sometimes be like a whack-a-mole process of softening the physical resistance you're having to this moment or to your body, to your thoughts, to your experience. And seeing if just even for a half a second, if you can feel what it's like to surrender to this moment, to surrender to what is. Bringing attention to whatever part of your body is making contact with the surface beneath you. And just letting yourself release fully into that surface. So you just allow yourself to be held and allow yourself to be supported. Trusting the anatomy of your body and that everything will be held exactly where it needs to be held without any of your doing. Imagining what it feels like, or remembering what it feels like to hug someone who you love deeply, maybe a person or an animal even, or even just laying in the sand or laying in the grass. Just that feeling when you exhale fully and let yourself be held by love. Or let yourself be in the feelings of love. Remembering that you have the ability to awaken this sense of love, to remember this sense of love whenever you need it. And how we have the ability to almost time travel in our minds. And bring about the comforting sensations that we need to feel to maybe help ourselves get through more difficult times. So at the same time as you let yourself exhale and release into love, release into yourself, and start to bring some awareness to whatever part of your body is facing or reaching toward the sky. And just letting that part just feel magnetically drawn toward the sun above you, or the moon and stars, just to the sky. And just playing with these sensations of how you can feel heavy and light at the same time. How you can feel safe and supported and held, comforted, loved. At the same time as you feel lifted, light, encouraged. Holding all of these sensations within you. Reminding yourself that you have the ability to feel a full, wide range of emotions and feelings. And just because there is pain and sorrow and hurt inside of you, that doesn't mean that you are unable to feel love and joy and support. You are allowed to feel the full range of human emotions. And our meditation practice or any self-help practice is not about erasing all the bad things or all the things that feel unpleasant and just only focusing on love and light and good things. This practice is about showing up for yourself and how you are right now. And since we are all human, we are all going to feel the full range of human emotion. And pain, sorrow, suffering, hurt, all exist in that spectrum of human emotions. So just being so kind to yourself, allowing yourself to feel those more difficult feelings and giving yourself the love and support to work with those feelings. And not putting the pressure on yourself to erase them or to never feel bad ever again. And sometimes that the greatest layer of suffering in what we experience can just be those should feelings or those should thoughts, and telling ourselves that we should feel better, or we should feel grateful, or we should feel happy, but we feel all these other things. Or asking ourselves, why do we feel bad? Or we shouldn't feel bad. The shoulds and the shouldn'ts. And that alone can just drive you crazy and send you into this whirlwind of confusion, like a detective through your own emotions. And just asking yourself if that's even necessary. And maybe what you are feeling is what you should be feeling. Maybe some awful things have happened in your life, and it would be weird if you didn't feel bad or hurt or in pain. But again, remembering that just because you feel these harder things, that doesn't erase your ability to also feel love and joy. You can feel these things at the same time. We are each little worlds. And just like our planet Earth, our Earth is a beautiful and magical place. And within the Earth contains a lot of bad things, a lot of pain and hurt and suffering. And at the same time, it contains a lot of love, a lot of beauty and joy. And the Earth is not at fault for the bad feelings or the bad things that happen on the Earth, just as you are not at fault for the bad feelings and bad things you might feel inside of you. This is just a fact of our life, a fact of being a human. And just allowing yourself to be human. Allowing your world to have a full range of feelings and thoughts, ideas. Noticing any limits or expectations you put on yourself to be different or to be less dynamic. And just choose to be human, a dynamic human being who can't be pinned down and has a unique set of beliefs and ideas and things to offer this world. Letting yourself rest in the sounds of you. And that uniqueness of you. And feeling closely to the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Just remembering that you have unique things to offer this world. And there is not one other person on this planet who is exactly like you, whose bones are shaped the way your bones are shaped, whose muscles wrap around the bones in the same way yours do, whose heartbeat is the exact same rhythm as yours, who is having the exact thoughts that you are having, who sees the world in the exact way you see the world. We all have a part to play in creating a world that values life, all life, period. And we all exist in different worlds. So knowing that just by being true to you and by being led by love, being led by a sense of purpose, you are helping whatever part of the world you interact with. And that is all you need to do. Just by leading by example, just by living in your truth, being honest and putting yourself and your heart and your values first, sharing your beliefs, sharing your ideas on how this world can be just 1% better, or the world you interact with could be 1% better for everyone involved. That is what we need. You don't need to fix everything that's wrong with the world, because that's not going to happen. But if each of us individually just can do this work to accept our own worlds, accept our own inner worlds, and find a sense of love for ourselves, a deep sense of love and acceptance for ourselves, knowing that that will naturally ooze out into everything we do and to everyone we interact with, and give others permission to do the same. And that is what our world needs. The shift has to start on the insides of all of us. So giving yourself a big mental hug for showing up for practices like this one. Knowing that just by being here, you are contributing to a more beautiful and more whole and loving world for everyone, for all life. And you can continue to do this. So, if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position at heart center, and just really feeling that contact of your palms to each other, of your fingers to each other, and noticing how you can feel your heartbeat in your hands as well. And just this unique power that comes from your body, from your heart. And just feel that power. Feel your heartbeat, feel your pulse. And as you take a deep breath into your body, let yourself fill up with this fresh, new air. And as you exhale, let yourself let go of anything you're ready to let go of as you let your head gently bow. And just bowing to the source of energy that allows your heart to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to the constant sources of guidance and inspiration all around you, whatever that means to you. Bowing to everyone in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone you see. Thank you.